Today's story is going to be about how a young and up-and-coming pop star was murdered by one of her own fans. What we're going to be talking about today is the tragic death of Christina Grimmie, who was murdered by one of her own fans in June of 2016. Christina was a popular YouTuber. She had a famous channel called Zeldex Love 64 where she posted various videos of her singing, mainly, from what I remember, was just in her singing mainly from her bedroom or living room, and it was just her and a keyboard, and she had a tremendous voice. She had a unique style. She was just different than she had an amazing voice and a very unique clothing style on what she wore, and she was very interesting, someone I definitely would want to meet. She got hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers, and she became YouTube famous, and she mostly posted covers of songs like from Justin Bieber, and I think she did one, Jar of Hearts. That was one of her big ones that she did. I was a fan of her channel. And as her internet following increased, she actually tried out for The Voice. And she actually finished third on The Voice, which is a major achievement. For those unfamiliar with The Voice, it was a primetime network TV singing competition show with celebrity coaches that helped the singers. So Christina was on season 6 of The Voice. Her coach was Adam Levine. She came in third place behind the winner, Josh Kaufman. On the show, she sang everything from Miley Cyrus to Fun to Taylor Swift to Ed Sheeran. This show's finale was on May 20th, 2014. Host Carson Daly believed Christina should have won the show. She became friends with Adam Levine from The Voice. So she's already pretty famous in her early 20s. So The Voice ended, and she then went on tour to promote her music. So she's going on tour after The Voice. The Voice ended in 2014. So let's go to the night of June 10th of 2016. Christina was opening for the band Before You Exit in Orlando, Florida. The show wrapped up, and during a meet and greet after the show, Christina was approached by Kevin Leibel, who was 27 years old, also from Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida. And Kevin Leibel, from what Christina's brother recounts, and the other witnesses there, Kevin approaches Christina. Christina feels he must be shy, so she tries to give him a hug, and Kevin instead shoots her point blank range, killing her. Her brother, Marcus Grimmie, got into a kind of they kind of got into a tanglement, and Kevin broke away immediately after he broke away from Christina's brother. He shot himself and committed suicide, so it was a murder-suicide. This guy, Kevin Leibel, was a fan of Christina, and he was obsessed with her, and he had felt that if he can't be with her, or if she doesn't pay attention to him, no one else should, and I'm going to kill her. He also had a knife with him during the attack. He had some run-ins with the police, but it did not appear he had an extensive criminal record, or his obsession with Christina was not aware to his friends or parents. He was really obsessed with Christina, and he actually even did things to improve his appearance, teeth, and getting LASIK surgery and improving his hair. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. So some of you may be thinking, how did this guy even bring a gun into this concert venue? Well, it turns out at the concert venue, they had somewhat lax security. They had no metal detectors. And as a former concert security guard myself, things can get by pretty easily in those kind of jobs. You're often dealing with someone who's making close to minimum wage. I remember when I was a security guard, you watched the instructional video and you're told, go through people's bags. And then I was doing that, and then the guy I was working with said, hey, I don't think you should do that, because if if something gets stolen or something or money's lost, you'll be blamed for it. So my colleague was telling me not to do the thing that management told me to do. And I think from what I remember, he's just kind of said, just look in the bag, make sure there's not a bomb or a gun or something, and just move on. So something could be very easily hidden in a lot of these concert venues. That's why lots of times at these huge ones, there's police there. Yeah, he was able to bring it in, and he tragically killed her. The family, Christina's family, filed suit against the concert venue, and it went back and forth for a couple years in court. And ultimately, the case was eventually dropped. Since this happened kind of after show, it's really difficult to say if there was liability to the concert venue. And since it was a smaller venue, this happening after the concert and things along that line, those lines, should they really be, should any kind of monetary damages be awarded? And it ended up, from my research, it appears that the family hasn't really received any money from the concert venue. They did get tons and tons of donations. Christina was friends with Adam Levine, Selena Gomez. She even opened up for Selena Gomez on tour. So she had a lot of famous people, and I assume the family got a lot of donations. It made this a little bit easier to deal with. But overall, this is how the music stopped for Christina. It's really one of the most tragic stories because she had such talent and she could have had such a major career. Marcus Grimmie and Christina's parents, Tina and Albert Grimmie, set up a foundation called the Christina Grimmie Foundation to assist families in the wake of gun violence. She still would have not even been 30 years old at the time of this filming. She was murdered when she was 22 years old. So this is just kind of one of the big what ifs, one of the most tragic stories. You see famous people who go off and live their dreams, but some people literally in life, their dream is taken away from them. Their lives are ended and it was completely out of their control. And it's just it's just a really tragic and disturbing case. Thoughts and prayers go out to Christina's family, and we're gonna wrap things up there. If you want to see more true crime content, subscribe to Crime.